Hi everyone. I want to revisit the topic of the active votes. The active votes are the egg-shaped student response systems. These are the simpler ones that allow for multiple choice type questions, the yes, no, true, false type questions. As far as the setup, it requires that you plug in the USB device that is included in the case of the active votes. Just plug that into one of your USB ports on your laptop. After you have the USB device plugged into your laptop, what you want to do is make sure you have the correct settings. So go to View, Customize, then click the Settings tab. Under the Learner Response Systems, make sure you have Show Results After Vote checked and Close Results window on Page Navigation checked. And finally, if you're using the active votes, make sure active votes is selected. If you happen to use the active expressions, select active expressions. And that should be the only thing you should have checked. One last thing to double check is from your browser. Now, your browser's deleted, you don't have one, it's gone. Just go to View, Browser. Okay, now I'm going to pin this browser. Select the little pin. Click this last icon. Now you should see all the devices here. Now if you don't, just double check to make sure the active votes or whatever type of devices that you're using is selected. Okay, so in this case I'm using the active votes. I can see that I have devices 1 to 32 ready to go. Now I'm going to show you the express poll. So one of the easiest ways to use these devices with students is just to plug in the USB device and you're ready to go. You can ask questions by using the express poll. So I'm actually going to go to BrainPop. Now in order to be able to use the express poll and also see BrainPop, what you want to do is actually hit the desktop annotate tool. Okay? When I select this, it's going to allow me to see what's on my desktop, and so I can also see my active inspired tools, my toolbar. So I'm going to open up BrainPop, and I'm actually going to start the graded quiz. Okay, you can see that this is a multiple choice. All the students have their devices. Now I could ask the class to do this question. I'm going to select the Express Poll tool. See this little wheel right here. Now again, using the active votes, the simpler ones, you're only going to have two choices. The multiple choice and the yes, no, true, false type. There's a multiple choice and there's three choices. As soon as I hit A to C, they are ready to go. So I'm going to pick up device number 1 and I'm going to select B. As soon as I hit B, you can see up here that it turned yellow. That allows me to know that student 1, they answered, they're locked in. I'm going to pick up device 2 and I'm also going to choose B. And device 3, I'm going to choose C. Okay? So now, after everyone's voted, you just have to hit stop and you're going to see the results. Okay, now this could be a great way of discussing this question. Majority of the students pick B. You can, assign a correct answer. You can say, yes, class, the answer is B. Okay, and then you can click this to go on to the next question. Okay, and then this is ready again. This is all ready to be able to activate this second question. So this next question is also multiple choice. What is the percent equivalent of 1/4? When you return to your flip chart after using the express poll, you're going to see this express poll. So if I click that, this is my first page. It just gives me basically a title page. The next page is going to basically take a picture of that first question that we chose. Now to see the results, I can open up my browser, okay, and make sure you have the last icon selected, and then I can see my results right here. So here's the results on page 2. So if I click this, I'm going to get that window that showed how my students voted for question number 1, which is actually on page 2. So I'm going to close this. I'm going to go to the next page. I can see question 2, what is the percent equivalent of 1/4? And then I can click on the results for that. Okay. Now if you wanted to save all the results, now here's with the devices, since they're numbered 1 through 32, you would have to assign a student a number, and once you know the student number, you can easily then keep that as a grade, because you can actually export all the results to an Excel file. Okay, and one other thing, here I can actually see how everyone, I can go back to this and I can see who answered what graph. Now, most likely you don't want to do this in front of everybody, but on your own you can go back and see, hey, everyone voted A for this particular question. Okay, I could go back to the first question and I can see how they vote. I can see who answered the wrong answer. So I can see that device number 3, and that could be Jimmy, who answered the question incorrectly. And again, you can actually then see all this in Excel. Next, I want to show you how you can actually set up questions ahead of time, where I went in and I actually went up to insert question, and I was able to quickly create this question. It's simple. Setting up the question is a lot of work. Hopefully you're going to see that that is a false statement. Setting up questions is very easy to do, but since I already set up this question, I can tell it's an active question because this icon is now green. So if I click that, they're ready to go. So again, I'm going to pick up device number 1. Setting up a question is a lot of work. I'm going to say B, and for number 2 I'm going to say B, and device number 3 I'm going to choose A. Okay, and I'm going to hit stop, and I can see the results. Okay, I can see, if I wanted to, I could see who answered what. You know, we can go and realize, hey, device 3 was the only one that chose true. Okay, now these results are going to be stored right here within this flip chart. Okay, so if I wanted to come back to that, I go to my browser and I can see the results. Okay. Here I have a blank page, and I'm going to show you real quickly how you can insert a question. So you simply go up to Insert and then select Question, and you can choose multiple choice or true false when you're using the active votes. I'm going to just do true false. I'm going to add it to the current page. I'm going to select this choice and I'm going to hit next. And here's where I can type in my question, and then I can, either choose yes, no, true, false. I'm going to stick with yes, no. And then here's where I can assign a correct answer. Okay, and then I'm just going to hit finish, and there's the question. Okay, again, I could edit this if I wanted to, since I didn't actually ask a question. But this is ready to go. You can tell right up here that it's an active question. So as soon as I hit this icon, students can actually do this question. All the questions you set up ahead of time and the students actually answer, all that can be exported to Excel, which you can review at a later time.